Mattress Money Mafia.
3 a.m.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Fast Guard News. I'm Dwight Gibson.
I'm Roderick Payne.
And today we want to talk to you about drugs.
Drugs you shouldn't try.
Yeah, so like today's weed isn't your uncle's weed. Molly isn't who you think she is. Mm-hmm. Cough syrup clearly isn't just for coughing.
What do they call those things? Whippers?
Whippets.
Whippets.
Yeah.
Whippets.
Apparently they made a comeback.
They do come from whipped cream, and it's not a sweet treat.
It's you got edibles now, and like there have been instances of kids as young as high school and middle school overdosing on edibles in school.
Well, what happens, the law just passed. So what happens now that they're forcing a lot of these things out, they're going to go black market with it. They're in every single corner store down here and in many areas, those edibles. So they're not checking no ID to sell those things. You know what I'm saying?
Of course not.
So they sell them to anybody. Like kids as young as 12, 11 can go get them. And there's no real dosage. You don't know what you're taking. So you can eat a whole pack. Think about, I think they arrested a teacher for she gave something to the kids, and she had the wrong stuff, gave them all edibles. Yeah, and the kids had to go to the hospital. Think about what you would do if your child was in class and then came back home and you had to rush them to the emergency room. You get to the emergency room, you see the whole class in there. What happened?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Something we ate. We all got marijuana in our system.
I mean, it was something on the news about a daycare giving kids stickers. Put a sticker on them to make them go to sleep.
I seen that. And so, not to jump out of context, right? But like, think about when we were younger, they used to put kids on cough syrup. Everybody's parents used to say, just give them some Tussin, give them some of the Dimetap, let them go to sleep. And think of how that was an everyday thing. So you're talking about people involuntarily putting stickers on your children to force them to go to sleep. I seen those things. They look like smiley faces. And one lady left it on, and that's how the parents found out what they were. So they put they inducing drugs into their system to induce a sleep. Like
so basically, they probably in there sleeping or freaking high all day. And you thinking,
crazy.
You paying for your child to get interaction and education and camaraderie with other kids. They're just in there, zoned out.
But think about what you're creating. Think about what Robitussin did. And all these, just give them some cough syrup. Cats grew up, now they drinking syrup, sipping on some scissor, sipping lean. It's easy to get hooked on. They talking about the gateway drugs. That's the real gateway drugs, and ain't nobody stopped. Nobody's parents meant wrong by doing that, but also nobody stopped it. Think about what that's doing to your brain every night. I've seen some parents, most people stay with their grandma. Their grandma was giving them that every night before to go to sleep. Yes.
What?
Bro, think about that. That was a common practice, and think about where these people are now. The parents that did that, that gave them. So you look at all of these things, and it's like they talk about gateway drugs. Like marijuana's not really like a gateway drug. In my eyes, it's if you like marijuana, you like marijuana. It's not like gonna say, hey, I like marijuana. I wonder what cocaine would be like.
But marijuana now, like, it's gotten super sophisticated. Like, the THC content is way higher in different strands. It's probably who knows how many different strands.
It has no seeds.
It is.
Think about we're smoking GMOs. It has no seeds. Some of it has chocolate flavor, pineapple flavor.
Right.
A hint of this. The Delta 9 variations look the exact same as the regular, what we used to call Crip or Hydro. It's all the same. And it comes in nuggets.
With most states legalizing it, like, is that like it's like the new normal now.
Yeah.
So
recreational. Yeah.
Yeah, but hell, I mean, do you now expect for people to be high at work? I mean, I know probably some places forbid it, but if you got somebody that's a I don't know the word for whether it's habitual or a regular user or a functional user, but like you got some people that can smoke a joint and go operate heavy machinery, and
Some
like it's
people.
nothing. So
Just like some people can have 10 drinks. The big alcohol, let's be
Yeah.
real, that's the biggest drug. And you got some people that can drink 5, 10 drinks and drive home, no problem. You got some people that have one drink and crash their car and kill people.
Right.
So it's hard to gauge that stuff. And then, like you were saying with the with all of the uses, it is some jobs that you expect. I don't know how many police officers would be efficient if they smoked a joint and then came to work high. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Right. I don't know if that changes things. Maybe they would be.
Do you think there should be jobs that are zero tolerance, even in legal states?
Yeah, in Canada, I believe they allow the police officers, when they legalize marijuana, police officers, when they're off duty, can consume. So, that's a big deal.
How long does it take for it to fully get out of your system before you back on shift?
I think with marijuana, and this is just my personal belief, if you're smoking a sativa strand, right, and people get into that, that strand has been known to make you energetic, but some people it does the exact opposite, put them to sleep. You don't know how these things are going to affect you, and you don't know how you're going to act in a high stress situation. I would vote no on it. I would say, nah, those guys don't need to be smoking at any time. They need to keep their head clear, right? You don't want people on jobs that can make a decision about your future, that could take your life, being on anything. And
that'll impair them.
Yeah, that'll impair their judgment, because discretion is, especially in law enforcement, doctors as well. You wouldn't want anybody, puffing on zooties, giving you medical advice. Hey, man, you got cancer.
True.
Yeah.
So what about edibles?
I think it depends on how they use. A very high-powered attorney that's always online. I don't want to say that, he might sue me, but the guy that owns Morgan and Morgan, he's online TikTok, and he talks about he eats his edible, he smokes his weed, and he's one of the biggest personal injury attorneys. So, using that one person as an example.
But is it like, do you know how much is in an edible?
You're supposed to,
and they're hard. They're hard to tell the difference. Like, one of my favorite candies is sour belts, and this guy I know had some sour belts one day, and I thought it was regular sour belts. So me being me, hey, give me one of those. I grab a sour belt, eat the whole thing, and
Deep
you're
throat.
like, no, why'd you do it? And I'm like, what? Sour belt tastes a little weird, but still good. Yeah, that was edible.
That drive home must have been different.
Drive home was fine. Got dressed to go to the gym, fine. It hit me during the warm-up at the gym.
Ton of bricks.
I started talking to the coach. He was like, what? What? I said something else. He was like, what? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I said, never mind. So then I go outside. There's a grassy area outside, like artificial grass. It was maybe 80 degrees. It was pretty nice weather that day. I'm supposed to be out there pushing the sled. I'm laying on the grass.
Feeling the
I'm
warmth.
just laying on the grass, enjoying the warmth of the sun on my skin. And then my wife comes out there. She's like, what is wrong with you? And I told her what happened. So, yeah, I mistakenly ate an edible.
I might need to go
Feeling
see
pretty
Poison
good
Patrol.
right now. Don't think I'm going to be very functional in this workout, but I'll be out here if you need me.
Exactly. But again, that feeling is not making you to the point where you're going to crash your car.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're nice, smooth. So, again, marijuana might be that thing. This is why it's being fought so hard against. They just changed the law yesterday. So,
Well, for those that don't know, what law are you referring to?
there it's the farmer. Let me look it up. It's called the Farmer's Law, something like that. It's basically Senate passes federal ban on hemp. The new law effectively bans
Is that
all
federal ban on hemp?
on hemp. The new law effectively bans all THCA products by changing the legal THC limit, so all hemp products must contain 3% or less. So that's going down, but it's a $30 billion industry that they're in, because remember they got creams and all this stuff, and there was a loophole. They said a significant federal law change has been signed into law that will ban most intoxicating hemp-derived products, including those containing Delta 8 THCA. By November 2026, this change closes a loophole in the 2018 Farm Bill through non-intoxicating CBD and industrial hemp products remain legal. Though, man. So you look at it, and what they were saying is some of these products that they're producing, like the CBD beers and the CBD edibles and creams, were really getting people high because, like I said, there's no difference between how they look. So now, basically, all the smoke shops were selling weed. And it's like chemical weed or whatever it was, THCA or D or whatever it is.
So although it's
Delta 9.
legal, don't mean it's necessarily safe.
And it doesn't mean it's necessarily Delta 9. It could be real strong marijuana that they put in there. So now you're buying black label of the black label from the black market, and that's what's out in the streets. And so, when we talk about drug problems, that's going to be a big change. Now it's going to be illegal to possess that stuff, and it's going to make it harder to get. Does that change things in the community? I don't think the people that are doing marijuana, personally, are out doing any crimes. People that are out doing Molly, one of the drugs that are on the major list, they're out committing crimes, small crimes, to get money, theft, hitting the pawn shop, selling everything in their mom and dad's house. That's what happens when people are allowed to be, I guess, off the radar and doing things.
So with these particular, like at smoke shops, anyone can go in there and buy the edibles? Or whatever they're selling, like if they're under 18?
I think it's supposed to be 18 and up because they sell tobacco products, but they do all these things on social media now where they walk into these like trade shows, and they have the actual like oxycodone, like the pens, those vape pens. They got oxycodone vape pens that are supposed to be synthetic oxycodone for people that are coming off being addicted to oxycodone. And they were selling those at certain corner stores. And so they said that, they deemed it illegal. They need to pull them off shelves. But how long were those male enhancement pills behind the counter of the gas station? And I remember it was all over the news, they're taking them out. Are they still there? Can you still go get a major headache and bloodshot red eyes from a pill you don't even know what's in it?
Don't know what's in it.
You don't even know what's in it. You're like a crazy person taking one of those pills from behind the counter. But they claim they ban them, but they're still there, and people can still access that stuff. And it's the same thing with the drugs. So they got... I was just to talk about the drug culture, I'm in the corner store that going in and play my lotto. As I'm in there, I see a guy coming in there buying a crack pipe or to smoke crystal meth pipe. Like, it's those pipe that looks like a ball and long. There's nothing else you smoking. You don't smoke weed out of that with a long thing and a ball it in, glass ball it in. It's like, why do you sell that? It look like a pretty normal looking guy. But, I'm looking at the thing. They selling whatever people want in that area. He came in there to get that because he probably going somewhere around that area to purchase. And so you wonder why, a lot of these areas surrounding corner stores and surrounding the grainier parts of the city, and then it bleeds over into everywhere else, while all of this crime and theft and people just doing dumb stuff like busting out your car window to get your radio. You know what I'm saying? The window's going to cost you $300-400. And you have to look at what really the grand scheme of those thefts are.
Okay. So they passed this law. It doesn't affect marijuana per se or dispensaries per se. It's mostly targeting.
It's the products, because these people, remember, those products are considered CBD derivatives.
So CBD is a pretty misunderstood product. Like most people don't know what CBD is, or if is it regulated at all?
Yeah, that's what happened. Is the THC out of the marijuana? What happens when you add heat to marijuana? It does something to the molecules in the marijuana, which gets you high.
Right.
The THC is just the beginning. I mean, that's just the base of everything in marijuana. So, like when you're talking about THC A and B and D and CBD gummies, they have a little bit of THC in them. It's just lower levels.
Okay.
So cannabinoid. When people are looking to take them for pain or looking to take them to get high, I think it's different derivatives and different levels of the actual THC that exist in it, which, all of the hemp products have some in it.
So do you think this law change is going to lead to CBD being regulated like a pharmaceutical drug?
I think that's going to be the fight to get it back. But right now, that means that all of these remember, they didn't have to go through FDA approval. All of these beers, all of these edibles, all of these candies, potato chips.
I mean, they were even in some cocktails at bars. You could order a cocktail and they had a little vial of CBD something you can put in there.
Think about it, it's everywhere, and all that shit got off the shelf. That kid, they say $30 billion worth of merchandise out there on the streets, $30 billion industry. And now it has to go in the garbage. Then it's going to become contraband. So if you have it, you could be fined or arrested.
Or the value just going to double. So now instead of it being a $30 billion industry, it's going to be a $60 billion.
Exactly. Well, I think when you have scarcity, it makes things more expensive. But I think that would be part of the fight of them trying to get it back. But $30 billion, that's big, and that's real big, real quick, because marijuana's only been legalized for the first part 2018. So we're talking about 7 years.
It took a very long time for marijuana to pass the vote. So how long do you think it'll take before this CBD thing gets overturned?
I think that it's affecting somebody. My theory is that somebody lost a lot of money because people are no longer depending on their old sources to relieve pain. They're going to CBD. I know I sure did when it came down, when I broke my leg. They gave me opioids. I chose to take edibles. That was the best choice ever because it relieved the pain, and it didn't leave me any bad things. I wasn't, you take opioids like oxycodone or Percocet. You're constipated. You feel groggy. When you get off them, you want to take another one immediately because the pain is so great. So I didn't experience all of that. And so I think that that's part of it. I can only talk about my personal experience.
Right.
But the issue I believe with it is, as a whole, is there's no control on it. So anybody can walk into one of these smoke shops or a corner store. They got gummies at the corner stores. Like shaped like little things, and supposed to have marijuana in them, and kids buy them. Some kids may look older than others. People buy them thinking them, it's whatever, and you don't know the content. That's the scary thing. Nothing's passed by the FDA. That's why they're trying to pull all this stuff off the shelf, all these beers and drinks and infused drinks, all that. Think of all that merchandise.
Yeah.
They got to pull it, throw it away.
So, I mean, with that, I mean, there's also a rise of, productivity drugs. Like, you got people that'll take Adderall, all kind of drugs to help them stay up, help them study, help them focus, help them perform better at work.
They were doing that when we were in college. I don't think you remember. Yeah, remember Red Bull? Remember the Red Bull truck used to pull up to our college offering us free crack? Remember that? Red Bull,
remember.
The little truck with the girls come in. Hey, you guys want Red Bull? We know it's
There used to be another one
midterm time.
in a blue bottle. I can't remember the name of it. It was a blue glass bottle.
Balls Guarana. It had like little circles on it. It's called BWLS. Yeah, I remember that. Again, you don't know. They didn't know even. They didn't have time to test what the stuff would do to you if ingested. And they were giving it to us. And, again, America's full of drugs. It's just
most people are drugged up. Daily.
Yeah. Like,
some of them legal, some of them not legal.
I slowed down on drinking energy drinks. Like, I looked at my
I don't
garbage
drink
in my
energy
office.
drinks at all.
I try to keep it just coffee, but again, it's another drug. It's another drug. They got the energy drinks with the CBD in it.
But naturally occurring. Like drinking a cup of coffee as opposed to drinking an energy drink with like pharmaceutical grade caffeine anhydrous in there, like it's a world of difference. Drinking 1 cup of coffee and whatever 8 ounces, 10 ounces, whatever it is, and then you drink one of those. I'm not gonna say the name of the energy drink, but it has the equivalent of like sometimes 3 to 4 cups of coffee in a 8 to 10 ounce can.
Yeah.
Imagine what that does.
But that's what I'm saying. So think about your heart
and
beating
then,
up on that.
and then the tolerance you build up over time, and then some people drink them before they work out. So caffeine increases your heart rate.
You have a heart attack.
Working out increases your heart rate.
Yeah.
It's probably not a good combination.
It's the drug aspect. That's why I said in America is full of drugs. It's what drug has been deemed socially acceptable. Energy drinks, socially acceptable. Marijuana drinks, apparently not now. But again, when it comes down to crime, and I don't think marijuana should even be on that slate. It's kids smoke bud, they do whatever. I guess the problem would be if people started selling bud again. That I think the sales went way down on the streets, and people getting into gunfights or anything like that over territory has went way down because people can go to the dispensary.
Right.
So I think nothing but good has come from that thus far. The issue's going to become is, people getting on the harder drugs, like you were saying, Molly and all these other things. And security guard presence, I believe, changes all that. Having
in what way, though?
Having more eyes and ears, like, for example, in some Jewish neighborhoods in South Florida, they utilize patrols because they have Hasidic Jews there that are practicing their faith, and they don't use electronics or cars or whatever on the weekends, and they're walking in the street. They have a security guard that patrols that 1 square block area, scans digipoints, and shows presence. The lights on, driving real slow for the people in the area to deter any type of criminal behavior, i.e. a group of kids standing around in a dark area beside a house, because kids aren't going to do a lot of this stuff and do mischief out in the open. They're going to try to be kind of like off in the cut somewhere. If there's always a security guard out, extra set of eyes and ears, if they do see something weird, they're going to say something. If they smell something, especially if they smell the kids doing drugs or smell anybody doing drugs in the area, they say, hey, don't do that over here. You're going to have to leave. And then they can call the police. So the extra set of eyes and ears I guess it brings a little bit more attention to the area, and it creates a situation where even though you're not in front of your parents, you're not just going to be out here doing anything. Somebody's still watching. And so I think that's what it does. You want more of that in the neighborhoods, especially since we're seeing the things that we're seeing. Kidnappings have increased, attempted kidnappings, drug use, human trafficking, like the whole now. Why wouldn't it be a good idea to have more eyes and ears in an official capacity out patrolling the streets? I think it just fares better on everything. It's going to deter crime.
It'll deter it. I don't know how well it'll be at slowing it down, because for whatever reason, people want to have a good time and dull their senses. I mean, me personally, if you're going to use a drug, I would want it to enhance my senses.
Correct.
Something
that's going to put you in the zone.
Make me smarter. Like, make me better. Don't turn me into a zombie. But I don't get the thrill of being turned into a zombie. But a lot of people enjoy it.
Everybody has a different idea of what they want to try to accomplish with that. Some people think they can handle things that they really can't handle. Some drugs are try one time and you're hooked. Think about crack cocaine. One time and you're hooked. So, like, drugs are really serious. A lot of people going through it in their households, family members, families getting torn apart, people getting kicked out of homes, sons stealing their mom's jewelry. Like, it goes on and on and on. It's a real sensitive subject, but that's something that's going on that leads to more crime in the area. It is what it is. When I was a police officer, we used to stop people sometime, and they'd be looking sketchy or whatever, and they would always have the same stuff. Like, they would be riding around with bags, or trying to go through different areas, cut through back stuff, and then breaking in the houses. A lot of houses in the city were vacant. And they were breaking in the house and stealing stuff, like small stuff like drills. And you find a person with a drill, a candle holder, a battery charger, and like one of them LCD photo things. And a bunch of stuff they just stole from somewhere, and they're trying to take it to the pawn shop. And it's like, they always do. Like, think about that petty type of theft. That's they done broke into somebody's house, probably done broke a window that's going to cost you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. Got inside their house, ransacked their stuff, and then left with a few tokens that's gonna go buy them some more drugs. Like, that's what really happens. That's the circle of life.
Right. So who really pays the price in the community or neighborhood when illicit drug use runs rampant?
I think that the kids, I think the residents, the families. I think that it's not just the theft that you might incur. I think it's your child actually getting caught up into that lifestyle because it's actual influence. And so in most neighborhoods, even gated neighborhoods, I would say are maybe not in that situation. They're semi-safe. You don't want your kid going anywhere for too long that you can't see, but they're semi-safe. But all other neighborhoods, like, somebody could, like, as soon as your kid leaves the house, they could be influenced by something, and there's nobody out there to stop it. Having that security guard patrolling around could be the extra set of eyes. It's going to deter that type of behavior. The kids are going to be able to be out free moving around, and the security guards kind of seeing what's going on. If you deal with a reputable security company and somebody just taking their job serious, that's what's going. It's going to deter. Scumbags that want to kidnap children aren't coming in areas where security guards are patrolling around, possibly with cameras recording everything on their car. They're not going to do it. It just wouldn't be a smart business move. They will go where security guards are absent. So neighborhood patrols is definitely something that everybody should consider, even if you don't live in a homeowners association or you don't live in a situation where you pay dues every month. You can still get it. It's not expensive.
So word is 90% of the drugs on the street are contaminated. And a lot of them are laced with fentanyl. I've know people personally who's gotten a hold of some bad stuff and end up losing their life behind it. And weed is laboratory type potency. Lean is an addictive opiate. Molly is synthetic. Street pills, like we just mentioned, cut with fentanyl. Edibles are often, you can't really tell how much is in one.
It could have fentanyl.
Right. And then, it's a slow developing thing. So some people eat too many of them to try to speed up the effect. And then when it does kick in, you're passing out or having a seizure or.
Have you ever seen somebody have to be woken up with Narcan?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I had to administer some one time, and the guy woke up and walked out the house. He didn't want nobody to touch him, and just left. I was like, "Hey, sir, you were just dead on the floor. We were trying to help you. No, don't touch me. I'm leaving." Walked out the house. So, the drugs do exist. We know that.
Yeah.
So, I guess it's really, how do you stop it? Or at least marginally disrupt it. They want to put cameras everywhere. Cameras are not that type of deterrent that you think. Some people know cameras up and still commit crimes. Oh, yeah, we'll get them off the street. Yeah, but they don't stop it. They just keep it going. You got to have physical bodies out there speaking. And we're not at the point yet, technology-wise, to have robots out there yet. It's coming. But not yet, not where they're going to really, people will push a robot over or steal the robot at this point.
So with all that being said about drugs, at one point in the past, employers used to administer random drug tests. How would you feel if that became a thing again?
Well, it is my firm belief, and our firm belief here at Fast Guard, that security guards shouldn't be high off drugs. So when it comes down to our guards, we want to test, right? We want to make sure that they're squeaky clean. The issue with it is if they do fail in this capacity, if they have a card or if they're in a state where it's recreational, you have to tread lightly on that because, you could really get sued denying somebody work. So you don't want them on anything while they're working. So the I think the biggest thing with security guards or with anything in any industry is you want individuals with a clear mind while they're performing whatever the duties are.
But how do you monitor that?
The test,
because I mean it's real. You
can still do it. You just couldn't do it as a final action to let somebody go because I smoke. It's legal here. You don't know the laws? I smoked when I was off. If they crash the car, the protocol usually is to take them and they get the drug test done. It's hard to say. Even in South Florida, if a person has that card and they take it to go to sleep at night, they take a CBD gummy or something, and it shows up, you let them go, you're in a world of trouble. So I guess you have to monitor. We do a lot of screening employees with other things other than just the random test. People can prepare for a random test, by the way.
True.
It's
weenus.
Yeah. I mean, you got to FaceTime people. You got to look at people in their eyes. You got to look, are they looking dotty, as look for the telltale signs of drug usage by seeing them every day. That's something that a lot of companies don't do. We do. We want to see our people before they go out to a work site.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you need security guard service and you would like to ramp up the patrols in your neighborhood, give us a call, 844-254-8273. You can also reach us online at www.fastguardservice.com. We hope to see you next week where we're going to reveal the real numbers on how many security job applicants actually fail the initial drug test. Well, it was great talking to you guys. Hit the like, subscribe, share button. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon.
Have a nice one.
It's Mattress Money Mafia.